Assalamu alaikum. There is a story about an ant with a broken leg who longed to make the Hajj. Imagine this tiny creature setting out from a place as far as Beijing, heading toward Mecca. For an ant, even crossing a room is enormous. For one with a broken leg, the journey is beyond impossible. But the ant began anyway. It walked in the direction of its longing. Along the way, it came upon a bag that a pilgrim had placed on the ground. Searching for crumbs, the ant climbed inside, and without knowing it, it was lifted onto a plane and carried across continents. When it finally crawled back out, it found itself in front of the Kaaba. The teaching is simple. If you walk sincerely, even in your brokenness, Allah will carry you the rest of the way. Your task is only to begin. I know the task given to that little ant is absurd. It's madness for an ant, especially one with a broken leg. But in truth, we are all that ant. Every sincere step on the spiritual path feels like that, being entrusted with something far beyond our own strength. So when Allah asks something of you, your task is simply to say yes. Sayyidunā was asked to build a boat in a barren land long before a single drop of rain appeared. From the human point of view, it was madness. But he submitted. He didn't consult his doubts. He didn't ask whether it made sense. He obeyed. That is surrender. The same with Sayyidunā Ibrāhīm, who was asked to sacrifice his son. From the perspective of ordinary logic, it is unthinkable. Yet he submitted, because his heart was aligned with the wisdom of the real. It is said that what appears as madness to human beings is often wisdom with God. And what appears as wisdom to human beings is often madness with God. We are simply not reliable judges of what is truly impossible or reasonable. And if you ask your ego for advice, the ego will always choose self-preservation. It will always tell you to stay small, to stay safe. Every time I am given something overwhelming, something that frightens me, I try to say yes before my ego has a chance to speak. I don't consult with it. I don't give it time to calculate danger or weakness. I say yes. And then the panic comes. The ego races in with all its warnings. You're too weak. You're too ignorant. You will fail. This is too much for you. That is exactly the moment when I remember the ant and the bag. The ant could never complete the journey by its own power. It could only climb into the bag and trust the one who carried it. Getting into the bag means taking refuge in Allah. It is the humble condition that I cannot do this by myself. And strangely, that recognition becomes the fuel of sincerity. Knowing your own weakness pushes you to seek Allah more genuinely. Like a baby who cries to its mother. The cry is not a strategy. It is the natural response of one who knows it has no strength of its own. In the same way, when we feel completely out of our depth, that is the moment to turn, to call, to seek refuge. And in that turning, the real help arrives. Assalamu alaikum.